Merci Fanny et merci tout le monde d'être ici aujourd'hui. As you know, on December 13th, I was enormously pleased to have one press conference in which we doubled the Green Party caucus. We made the announcement together in Bruce Hyer's riding of Thunder Bay Superior North that Bruce Hyer had officially notified the Speaker of the House that he represents the Green Party of Canada in the House of Commons. This is a wonderful growth in party strength in the House of Commons. Not every party can double their caucus overnight, and I hope to be able to do it again and again. As I noted in Thunder Bay Superior North, brings us to the same level of bench strength as the Progressive Conservatives had in 1993, and also the same level of gender parity. Although at the time, I'm sure Jean Charest and Elsie Wayne were very disappointed to go from majority government to two. We were certainly very happy in the Green Party to grow from 1 to 2, and we will continue to grow. And with that growth in mind, I want to make an important announcement today. Je suis très heureuse et aussi très fière d'annoncer que M. Bruce Hyer, le député de Thunder Bay Superior Nord, est maintenant le chef adjoint, mon chef adjoint, pour le Parti vert du Canada. C'est une position dans la Constitution du Parti vert du Canada. Dans la Constitution, nous avons 2 chefs adjoints et c'est seulement mon choix pour choisir le député adjoint, pour mon député, mon chef adjoint, pour aider moi dans la croissance du Parti vert. So it's an exciting day for us. I'm sure people will say, gee, of course he's your deputy leader. You've only got 2 of you. But the important point to make is that this is not just a parliamentary caucus deputy position. This is the deputy leader for the Green Party of Canada, for achieving growth for the party across Canada. Right now, we have a lot of momentum. We've been experiencing a real surge in fundraising and in popular support. And I know with someone of the integrity, proven track record, and determination of Bruce Hyer, we will be achieving our goals in the next federal election. With that, I'd like to turn the floor over to Bruce.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Hello. Yes, on December 13th, I did join the Green Party. It's a long-term commitment. I could have joined for $10 for 1 year. I spent $25. I got the bargain rate for 3 years. So I'm on board for at least 3 years, I think longer. And why did I do that? I did that because our 3 traditional largest parties are trapped in old-style 20th century politics. The Green Party is the party of the future. It's the party of the 21st century. And Elizabeth and the Greens are putting principle above partisan politics. I am really honored that Elizabeth has asked me to do this job. It will allow me to continue to represent my riding and my constituents, but in an enhanced role where I can raise the issue of small ridings, small communities, rural communities across Canada. And I have found for the 5 years that I've been a member that rural Canada has been left behind in national politics. So I'm looking forward to putting the issues of Aboriginal people of the far north, northern Ontario, northern prairie provinces, northern BC, and the Maritimes back onto the political agenda and the national agenda. Unlike most MPs, as a Green MP, I will be able to work primarily for my constituents. The Greens are the only party that allow both of us and our future MPs, it's right in the Constitution, that it's a bottom-up Democratic Party, and it will allow me to first represent my constituents. So as of today, I've got 2 jobs. My job as MP for Thunder Bay Superior North and a new job as Deputy Leader of the Green Party to work across Canada to help build the party. Those are very different roles. But it's very clear to me, it's very clear to the party, it's clear to Elizabeth, that what comes first is representing my constituents, giving them a voice in the House of Commons. So I think of my new status today as Independent Plus. I am the same independent MP that I was a month ago or 2 months ago or a year ago. But now I will have the resources of a well-organized party with lots of volunteers and amazing fundraising recently. The fundraising numbers have been climbing steadily recently. And so I'm excited that I can still do the same job I did 2 months ago, but I will have enhanced resources to do that job better. Most MPs in the House of Commons, you may have noticed, are carefully controlled and scripted by their parties, and I call them customer sales representatives for their parties in their ridings. And that's a real shame. And it's a shame because most MPs are hardworking people who had the best of intentions when they ran and won to go to Parliament. And like me, they don't realize until they get there that the parties are so hyper-partisan and so hyper-controlling today. Unfortunately, it's been this way since 1970. In 1970, Pierre Trudeau changed the Elections Act. From 1867 till 1970, the party names weren't even on the ballot, and parties aren't even mentioned in the Canadian Constitution. But Trudeau not only added the names to the ballots, but in the fine print, he did something far more draconian, and that was he required that the national leaders of the parties have to sign your nomination papers, or you can't run as an MP for that party, even if your local riding association, you are the person that they chose and wanted. So you may recall, it's pretty shameful, that a few months after Mr. Trudeau did this, former Prime Minister Trudeau, he started calling his own backbenchers mere trained seals. So Conservative MP Michael Chong's Reform Act must pass, and I and all Canadians will be watching closely to see whether New Democrats, Liberals, and Conservative backbenchers get some backbone and actually represent their own interests, the interests of their constituents, and vote for Michael Chong's excellent Reform Act. Now let's accentuate the positive. The Greens have the best platform. The Vision Green is on the website. It's pretty long, takes a little while to read and digest. That's the good news. They have a real platform. It's balanced, it's thoughtful. It puts out ideas. Is it perfect? I can see some ways to improve it, and I'm looking forward, as the new deputy leader, to helping to enhance and improve the Vision Green. But anytime someone says to me, the Greens are a one-issue party, they're only interested in the environment, I say, have you read Vision Green? And they say, no, I haven't. I say, you go read Vision Green and come back to me with suggestions on how to improve it. But it's balanced, and it balances prosperity, economics, social change, and the environment as well. And they've got the best leader. The Greens have got the best leader in the House of Commons. I am undying Elizabeth May fan. I have been for decades, and now I can do it in a new capacity. She's kind, she's smart, she's honest, and she is putting the good of Canada ahead of the party, and she's putting it ahead even of herself. She's a very hard worker. This year, she was nominated and elected by her own peers as the hardest working member of the House of Commons in the Maclean's poll. And last year, she was nominated the best parliamentarian in the House. I agree with those assessments, and it shows that she has great respect from her own peers in the House. I have found over the years in my observing politics before I was elected, there are two kinds of politicians. There are those that want to serve and those that want to be served. And it's very clear which one Elizabeth May is. She works very hard for Canada, and I will be looking forward to helping her to continue to do that. So, like Elizabeth, I believe the function of government is to promote fairness and equality in our society and our country. I think we all want a country that's fair and clean and sustainable and safe and prosperous. So I'm really looking forward to working with Elizabeth and with the Green Party from coast to coast to coast to build and rebuild the Canada that we all really care about. So as of today, to reiterate, I have two jobs. I already had the one for the last 5 years, that is working hard as an MP to promote and pass good legislation and work hard for my constituents in the House. But now I have a second job, and that is to help build this wonderful party, get it at least the 12 seats in the next election. It needs to have official status in the House. It should have that now anyway if we had a real democratic system with proportional representation. But one way or another, we're going to make this party a force to be reckoned with. And thank you, Elizabeth, for giving me this opportunity to do just that.